Better government tech starts with people. New Jersey shows how. After a sigh of relief at the debt ceiling deal, eyes have turned toward what got thrown overboard to right the ship. Having co-chaired California's task force to clear a backlog of 1.3 million unemployment insurance claims during the pandemic, I'm disappointed to see the federal government jettison $1 billion in COVID-era funding that was intended to update the processing and payment systems that help American workers in hard times. Yet the cut could be an opportunity to rethink technology in government. Big-ticket purchases of hardware and software haven't paid off. Instead, as New Jersey's exceptional performance suggests, smart digital investments must start with people. The pandemic showed how broken U.S. unemployment insurance systems are. From late March to mid-April 2020, for every 10 workers who successfully filed for support, 3 or 4 others could not file, and 2 more did not try, finding it too difficult. Some claims have never been paid. Even when unemployment is low, the systems are confusing and burdensome, and getting paid takes weeks. Many blame these failures on antiquated computers. It is not that simple. Modernization in government technology usually takes the form of large capital expenditures. After detailed requirements are gathered over a period of years, a one-time contract in the tens or even hundreds of millions of dollars goes to one of a handful of specialist companies. California alone is planning to spend more than $1 billion on its next attempt at modernizing. The thinking is that asking the vendor to do everything gives officials someone to blame when the project goes badly. Rarely funded are staff members who can understand what should be in the contract in the first place, set measurable goals and make day-to-day decisions. Small wonder that the big checks have not bought big wins. 22 states claim to have modernized their unemployment insurance benefits systems between 2000 and mid-2020. Those should have fared better in the pandemic when claims rose at least tenfold. They didn't, on average. Some states still using mainframe computers paid benefits faster. I have criticized agencies for ceding responsibility to vendors. But they are frequently too short-staffed, and staffed with the wrong competencies, to do much else. Project proposals can run thousands of pages and take years to put together. The effort and expertise needed to manage such complex contracting processes absorb most of the state's available headcount. Enter New Jersey. It consistently ranks among the top states in access to unemployment benefits. It did falter under the tsunami of claims that hit every state beginning in March 2020, but recovered faster and adapted quicker than most. And after clearing the backlog, it embarked on an ongoing effort to improve the claimant experience. The New Jersey team has reduced the average time it takes to apply for benefits by 48 minutes, enabled certification through mobile devices and switched to plain language communications. A forthcoming report on the New Jersey Way by Michelle Evermore at the Heldrich Center for Workforce Development at Rutgers University explains how. One of the secrets to the state's success is a team of in-house experts, the New Jersey Office of Innovation. This was established in 2018 by Beth Novak, one of my predecessors as U.S. Deputy Chief Technology Officer. Its mission is to improve residents' lives by partnering with state departments. Instead of PhDs in government contracting, staff members have the skills that make applications easy to use: design, engineering, and user research. The innovation team had been working with the New Jersey Department of Labor before the pandemic. When the crisis hit, the team's combined expertise in delivery and policy helped the state meet the surge. Employing public servants with tech and design savvy has 2 benefits. The state can begin to fix the most pressing problems without spending years on procurement. And staff with digital know-how improve outsourcing, giving smaller, targeted contracts to vendors with the right capabilities. To be clear, New Jersey's success started with great leadership. In the eye of the pandemic storm, Labor Commissioner Robert Acero-Angelo showed up for dozens of meetings few of his peers would have attended. He was there to speed decision-making, remove roadblocks, and back his team. Acero-Angelo and the Director of Unemployment Insurance Modernization, Jillian Gutierrez, brought policy and tech teams together, broke down silos and sat alongside their user researchers to understand what it's actually like for people trying to file for benefits. These leaders became some of the most effective champions, and even practitioners, of the innovation team's approach. Instead of squandering staggering capital spending with meager operating spending, New Jersey has invested in the people it needs to build and buy smartly. Instead of commissioning megaprojects to deliver results in 5, 10, or even 20 years, the state is improving its performance now, week by week, month by month. Soon, for instance, it will release dramatically improved translations of forms for non-English speakers. With or without the promised $1 billion, every state should heed these lessons and invest more wisely. Expensive, static software rarely meets need. People with agile skills can constantly adapt. The result will be a better, faster, and cheaper benefit system. Better government tech starts with people. New Jersey shows how. After a sigh of relief at the debt ceiling deal, eyes have turned toward what got thrown overboard to right the ship. Having co-chaired California's task force to clear a backlog of 1.3 million unemployment insurance claims during the pandemic, I'm disappointed to see the federal government jettison $1 billion in COVID-era funding that was intended to update the processing and payment. Republicans should listen to Bill Barr. Former Attorney General William P. Barr could not influence Special Counsel Jack Smith or Attorney General Merrick Garland in their decision to indict former President Donald Trump. By the time a jury is selected, most jurors, if they had even heard Barr's remarks, will have forgotten the reaction in the first few days after the indictment. But with the indictment now released, making public the damning series of charges, Barr can play a vital role in helping Republicans accept that their frontrunner for the 2024 presidential nomination faces the likelihood of trial and conviction, developments that cannot be wished away. Since he left the Trump administration, Barr has been candid about Trump's shortcomings. Barr provided testimony to the January 6, 2021, House Select Committee, saying he told Trump there was no evidence of election fraud. He told the committee, right out of the box on election night, the president claimed that there was major fraud underway. I mean, this claim of fraud happened, as far as I could tell, before there was actually any potential of looking at evidence. More recently, he's been open about Trump's unfitness for office. He does not have the discipline. He does not have the ability for strategic thinking and linear thinking, or setting priorities or how to get things done in the system, Barr told a Cleveland group in early May. It's a horror show, you know, when he's left to his own devices. With regard to the case stemming from Trump's retention of classified documents at Mar-a-Lago, Barr has been a lonely Republican voice warning that the charges are serious. He said on ABC's This Week on April 9, "I think that's a serious potential case. I think they probably have some very good evidence there." In May, he told CBS News, "It's very clear that he had no business having those documents.